Hey guys, welcome back to Real Geek, and this week I'm going to be reviewing the movie Captain Marvel. So believe it or not, Captain Marvel is actually the 21st movie in the MCU. It's kind of hard to believe there's 21 Marvel movies out there since 2008. Also to note, this is the second to last movie in the Phase 3 of the MCU. So Captain Marvel is written and directed by indie directors Anna Boding and Ryan Fleck. So Captain Marvel in a nutshell, Carol Danvers is an adopted Kree warrior who is in the middle of a battle between two species and gets stranded on planet Earth. She is trying to figure out her past and what it has to relate with planet Earth. Pieces together her past life and trying to figure out who she is. Spoilers, she's a human. Playing Captain Marvel, we have Brie Larson. And playing Nick Fury is Samuel Jackson, of course. And it's funny, in this one, they had to de-age his face to act out because it was set in the 90s, so 25 years prior. Ben Mendelsohn plays Skrull leader Talos, who is the antagonist of the film. Jude Law plays Jan Rog, Captain Marvel's mentor, and Annette Bening playing Dr. Wendy Lawson. Now, of course, being that it's a Marvel movie, it's a good Marvel movie. It's pretty good. But I do have to say, it's not your typical origin Marvel movie. And what I mean by that, instead of playing a movie of an origin story from beginning to end, this one plays out as more as a flashbacks in between certain scenes. So as Brie Larson's character, Captain Marvel, goes along, she starts seeing flashbacks of her past, of her origins. Now, being that it's an origin movie, it may not be the best Captain Marvel you might have seen so far, so I'm assuming they're gonna have multiple sequels to Captain Marvel. So I'm assuming the next one and possibly the third one will be much better. Now, Captain Marvel is a very woman power and centric movie. And coincidentally, it's being released on International Women's Day, March 8th. Now, I'm saying it's not a bad thing that it's a very women-centric movie. It's just, it's kind of cool and very refreshing seeing something out of the norm of just using the same old male characters dominating when you have now a female role character. Little girls can look up to a hero like Captain Marvel, just like how us guys can look up to like Iron Man or Captain America or Black Panther. Females have something to look up to when it comes to superheroes. Now, like I say, the Stan Lee cameo in Captain Marvel was kind of touching, and it may not seem at first, but when you look back and you think about it, I'm not going to spoil it, but when you see it, you'll be like, oh, that was pretty cool. And the Stan Lee tribute that's in the beginning of the movie was nicely done, and it was a big surprise, and a lot of people were just clapping because it was a legacy that Stan Lee left behind, and it was great to see that he was actually celebrated this way. Captain Marvel had a really good 90s buddy cop feel to it, you know, with Brie Larson and Samuel Jackson playing off each other as being the cop buddy partner going along trying to figure out their mission. It was kind of cool seeing those kind of elements that that they were taken into setting in the 90s, especially movies that were out in that time. One of the directors said they took inspiration from RoboCop, being that the main character in RoboCop was trying to find its memories, trying to find its past self before it became RoboCop, and also harking back to Terminator 2 with some scenes and just certain elements from the 90s just bled out through Captain Marvel. The climax action sequence at the very end was very fun to watch, and it was edge of your seat, and it was just, you got very uplifted just watching it. And of course, everybody's talking about Goose the cat. You know, it was cute seeing the cat doing stuff on the screen, but now Goose the cat was more of a scene-stealing presence in the movie rather than a show-stealing character. Now, some of the bad things in Captain Marvel, it was kind of slow sometimes. It kind of slowed down a little bit. There's certain movies that you kind of want to just keep going with the flow of things. At some points in the movie, it kind of slowed down, which is not too bad, but just the pacing issues were kind of an issue in this movie. Now, obviously, it was set in the 90s, and the 90s had a lot of great music, but some of the song choices that they made for the soundtrack of Captain Marvel didn't really fit with the flow of the movie. It didn't really justify what was going on screen. It was just kind of weird to me. Not only the fact that it was an empowering movie for women, but at the same time, kind of like the double-edged sword of this is that it felt like it was forcing it down your throat, rather than like say Wonder Woman, even though it was kind of the same message and the same feeling. It did it subtly so you didn't really notice it, but you felt it, and you knew when you left the theater that it was the message that they were conveying through the film in Wonder Woman. Now, admittedly, I think a lot of people are going to see this movie because they want to know what's going to happen at the very end of the movie, or the end credit scenes or the post-credit scenes, because the next movie is going to be Avengers Endgame, which is probably like the biggest cliffhanger that they left us with Infinity War. And now they want to get any kind of information, any kind of scenes or any kind of information to see Endgame. All in all, Captain Marvel was a great addition to the Marvel MCU. And it was great seeing a powerful female character in the MCU finally, who's headlining a movie. As far as my rating for this movie, I'm going to get it 3.5 gooses, the cat, out of 5. So what do you guys think of Captain Marvel? Are you guys going to see it? You're going to wait a little bit, wait till the hype dies down, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty crowded this weekend. Or what do you think of the movie just in general? Leave it down in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, hit that like button or that dislike button, wherever you want to do. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. I usually post a video about once a week. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.